Hello students. So in my last class I explained about linked list and its representation, and I explained one algorithm also. That algorithm was traversing a linked list. Okay. So now in this video I will explain two more algorithm. The first algorithm is algorithm to search an element in the linked list. So you can search any element on an element in the linked list. Now this is the algorithm. Suppose list be a linked list in memory with the starting address start, and this algorithm finds the location LOC of the searched element item. Suppose this is the element that will search in the list, and PTR is the pointer variable which points to the node that is currently being processed. Now this is the algorithm. Okay, so we have to, the first step is set PTR equal to start and LOC equal to null. So we have to initialize the pointer variable PTR with the starting address of the list and LOC equal to null. Then we will repeat the step 3 until there is PTR not equal to null. So if info PTR equal to item, then LOC equal to PTR and go to step 4. Otherwise we will execute this step PTR equal to link of PTR. Okay, now we'll see how does this algorithm work on a linked list. Suppose this is a list. Suppose there are four nodes in the list. Suppose this is a 4 nodes in the list 11, 22, 33, 44, and these are the addresses of the node. These are the addresses, and here the starting address is the 100. So now suppose, so here start is what? So start is what? Start is 100, and item, suppose the value of item is 22. The value of item is 22 that we will search in the list. Okay, now the first step, here you see the first step is PTR equal to start. So here the value of PTR is what? PTR equal to start, and the value of start is 100, and LOC equal to null. So we initialize LOC with null value. Then repeat step 3 while PTR not equal to null. So initially what is the value of PTR? PTR is 100 and 100 is not equal to null. So the step 3 will execute and we will check info of PTR equal to item or not. So here you see that information of part of PTR. So now initially PTR resides here. So the information part of PTR is what? 11, and 11 is not equal to 22 because the value of item is 22. So this step will not execute. This step will execute PTR equal to link of PTR. Now the value of PTR will change. The PTR equal to link of PTR, and the link of PTR is what? 200. So the new value of PTR is 200. Then again that step 2 will execute while PTR not equal to null. Yes, PTR is not equal to null. We go to the step 3 and we will check info of PTR. Now here the PTR is resides here. So the information part of PTR is what? Information part of PTR is 22, and 22 equal to item, and the value of item is also 22. So we have found the element 22. Then LOC equal to PTR. So LOC equal to PTR, and the new value of PTR is what? 200. And then we go to the step 4. So here will come if LOC not equal to null. Yes, LOC is not equal to null. LOC is 200. LOC is not equal to null. So then what it will print? It will print item found at position LOC. So it will print item found at position 200. So 22 is present at the position 200. Now suppose we want to search an element 50. The value of item is 50. For example, we want to search. So initialize, then it check with the first element, first node. It doesn't match. Then it go to the PTR will go here. Then again 50 will check with the information part of PTR. It doesn't match. Then again PTR will come here. Then again 50 will check with that, then information part of PTR 33. So it doesn't match. Then again PTR will go here, and the information part of PTR is 44. So that doesn't match with the item. So when that PTR equal to null, now you see that information, the link part of PTR is what? Null. So this step will not execute. These steps will not execute. It will come to the step 4. Then if location not equal to null, but location is null because we do not find the item 22 in the list. So this part will execute print item not found. So that item 50 is not found in the list. So this is how that algorithm works. Okay, so we move to the next topic, and that is that now one more thing here. You see that here actually we apply the linear search algorithm in the linked list. So as we know, there are two searching algorithm. One is that linear search, another is the binary search. But binary search algorithm cannot be applied in linked list since there is no way of accessing the middle element in the list, because in binary search we have to access the middle element. Then we split the arrays into two parts. Then again we split the arrays into 4 parts. So but here in the linked list we cannot access the middle element directly. So that is why binary search is not applicable in the linked list. Now we move to the next topic, and that memory management and the garbage collection. This topic is important in case of inserting a new node in the list or deleting a node from the list. Now you see that in a memory or a RAM, beside a used linked list, so suppose that this is the used linked list in the memory, and besides this used list, the system or the operating system maintains an unused list where the available nodes are there in the list. So whenever a user wants to add a new node in the list, so it will first checks in the available list. If the node is available in the available list, then only it can insert it into the linked list. Now, so there may be more than one linked list in the memory, but one available list. So in case of inserting a new node in the list, first what we have to check? We have to check whether, that is, if avail is null or not. If avail is null, that means there is no block in the available list. So in that case, the system will print underflow. And in case of deleting a node from the used list or the linked list, the system will first check whether start is null or not. If start is null, then overflow. In that case, it will print overflow, and in that case it will print underflow. So these two conditions will encounter. In case of insertion, overflow may encounter if avail equal to null, and in case of deletion, if start equal to null, then underflow will encounter. So these are the things that we have to remember in case of inserting a new node or in case of deleting a node from the list. Now, in case of inserting a new node in the list, there will be the three cases, or there will be the three algorithm for inserting a node in the list. The case one is that we can insert a node at the beginning of the list, and case 2 is we can insert a node at the end of the list, or we can insert a node in the middle of the list. So there will be the three algorithm for inserting a new node in the list. Now first let me explain the first algorithm. There is a case 1. There is insertion at the beginning, and this is the case 1. So in that case, suppose a list is a linked list in the memory, an item is the new item that will be inserted in the linked list, and start is the starting address of the list, and avail is the available list in the memory, and then new is the pointer variable of the newly inserted node. So this is a algorithm. If avail equal to null, because I have already told that in case of inserting a new node in the list, we have to check whether avail is null or not. If avail is null, then overflow will execute and exit. The system come out from this statement. Okay, so in case if avail is not equal to null, then step 2 will execute, step 3 will also execute, 4, 5, and then finally step 6. Now you check how does this algorithm work. Suppose this is the used list in the memory. Suppose there are three nodes. There are three nodes in the memory. Okay, the value of start is what? The value of start is 100. Starting address of the list is 100. Now, so as I have already told, then apart from this used list, the system maintains one more list, and this is the available list. Suppose this is the available list in the memory. Suppose this is a available list in the memory. Suppose the address is say 400, 500, the 600. Okay, and there is no information in the node, each node in the available list. So here you see the first step. If avail equal to null, then overflow. Suppose here in this case avail is not equal to null, because the value of avail is what? The value of avail is 400. So avail is not equal to null. Then step 2 will execute. And in step 2, here you see set new equal to avail. So new equal to avail means the value of new is what? 400, isn't it? Set new equal to avail, and avail equal to link of avail. So here you see that avail equal to link of avail means the new value of avail will be what? The new value of avail will be, now point to the 500. So this block will come out from the avail list, and we break the link here, isn't it? So this block is now new block, and the value of new is what? 400. Now next, here see set info of new. This information part of new is now blank. Information part of new, there is 400 is blank. So you put an item. Suppose the new item that we want to insert is say 55. So info of new equal to item, so you put 55 here. Okay, then set link of new, and here you see that link of new is this part. So set link of new equal to start, so it will assign here, and we have to set the value of start now. So set start equal to new. Now the value of start will now 400, so it will point here. Okay, so this is how this node will come out from the able list and put it into the beginning of the used list. So this is the case 1, insertion at the beginning of the list. Now there are two more algorithms. There is a case 2. We can insert at the end of the list. Suppose, here you see, suppose this is the list, used list, the starting address of the list. (11, 22, 33). These are the addresses. These are the addresses. The value of start is 100, and along with this used list, there is one more list, avail list, where only the available blocks are there, along with their addresses. Now, in this case, there is insertion at the end of the list. So here we'll insert a new node. There is a node will come out from the avail list, and we'll put that node at the end of the list here. So this is the algorithm. Here you see. So suppose the list is a linked list which is in memory, and item is the information of the item that we will insert it at the end of the list. ptr is the pointer variable which will trace the linked list, and avail is the available address of the available list, and start is the starting address of the used linked list. Now initially what we have to check? We have to check avail equal to null or not. If avail equal to null, overflow and exit. And in case of avail not equal to null, we have to set the value of new. There is set new equal to avail. Now here you see, set new equal to avail. So initial value of avail is what? 400. This is the value. So we will set that value with new equal to avail, and avail equal to link of avail. So using this line, as we have seen in our previous case also, this line is used to break the link. Here this link will break, and it will now attach with the next available block. So avail equal to link of avail, and link of avail is what? Link of avail is 500. So that 500 will assign to the avail variable. So here now the new value of avail is what? 500. Okay. Now the next line is set info of new equal to item. Suppose we want to insert an element 40 at the end of the list. So we insert 40 at the information part of new. Set info of new equal to item. Then again we set the pointer variable ptr equal to start. So suppose the value of ptr, now suppose the pointer variable ptr resides here. Okay, and we have to process the list and moves the pointer variable ptr to the end of the list, so that we can insert that block at the end of the list. So using this line, repeat step 6 until link of ptr not equal to null. So once we get the null pointer, then we stop the execution. Okay, so in the ptr, here you see the value of ptr is 100, so it moves to the next block ptr here is 200, so moves to the next block ptr. Now the link of ptr is what? Null, so we stop the execution. The value of link of ptr is null. We stop the execution, and here using this line, link of ptr equal to new. So that link of ptr is here. Link of ptr equal to new. Now this block the link will attach with the new block, and link of new. This is a link of new, isn't it? Link of new will be what? Null, isn't it? So this block will come here, and the link part of the newly inserted node will be the null. 2 indicates the end of the list. So this is how that we can insert a node at the end of the list. Now our next algorithm. So next algorithm, insertion at the middle of the list. So again, list is a linked list which is in the memory. Item is the variable that we want to insert at the middle of the list. Avail is the available linked list. Start is the starting address of the linked list. Now here, in case of using one pointer variable, we'll use two pointer variables, ptr1 and ptr2, and location is the position of the insertion position, where we actually insert the new node. So like in our previous two cases, if avail equal to null, that means overflow and exit. Now set new equal to avail, avail equal to link of avail, information part of new equal to item, then ptr equal to start and ptr2 equal to link of start, and under this step 5, step 2 will execute, and finally we have to break the link. Now here you see how does this algorithm work. Suppose this is the used list, this is the used list, and here 3 nodes are there, 3 nodes 11, 22, 33, and the value of start is what, 100. Now this is the avail list, this is the avail list, the avail list 400, 500, 600, the value of avail is 400. Now suppose item is say 44, we have to insert that item, and the location is say 200, suppose 300, suppose 200. So we will insert that new item at the location 200. Here we will insert the new item, here we will insert the new item. So here you see new equal to avail, so this new equal to avail, and avail equal to link of avail. So here we break the link. Now the new value of avail is 500, so we break the link, new value, so this node will come out from the avail list. The next, info of new equal to item, so you insert the information, that is the information of item 44 in the new node 44, and now we set the 2 pointer variables, ptr1 with the value start, so here ptr1 resides here, and ptr2 equal to link of start, so ptr2 will resides here, ptr1 will reside at the starting address 100, and ptr2 will reside at the link of starting address, so ptr1 equal to 100 and ptr2 equal to 200. Now you see repeat step 6 until ptr2 not equal to null. Now here in this case the value of location is 200 and ptr2 also matches with the 200, so these steps will not execute, and then link of ptr1 equal to, and the link of ptr1 equal to, you see link of ptr1 equal to ptr2, this one will link with this node, and the link of ptr1 now you see one thing, link of ptr1, not this one, link of ptr1 will with, this one is new, link of ptr1 will connect with the new node, and the link of new will connect with ptr2. So this is how this algorithm works. Insertion at the, there you see, link of ptr1 equal to new and link of new equal to ptr2. So you have to reset the link of ptr1 equal to it connects with the new node and the link of new connects with the ptr2. So this is how this algorithm works. With this I conclude these two algorithms. One algorithm is the searching algorithm, another algorithm is the inserting a node in the linked list.